Alright, it has been a while. I got this beautiful cold, rainy Seattle day going for me. I got some things going on. Number one being, after replacing this with a Felt Pro O-ring, I still am losing a pretty good amount of oil out of here. See it collected down there. Not exactly happy with that, especially considering the underside looks terrible. But as I was looking down there, and I was noticing some gunk on the inside of my wheel well. Coming down here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty good and thick. And my axle got all nice and tied up with itself. And so, today, or this weekend rather, I'm going to be pulling that axle. Since I'm doing that, I also noticed my brakes were a little spongy, and then looking at my proportioning valve here, I'm seeing a lot of wetness back here. So I'm gonna have to take a peek at that. So I'm gonna take this guy off, take a peek at that, figure out what's going on with that, because I am losing brake fluid. It is coming out. I'm keeping it above the max, but I'm losing about half of this a week. So I definitely need to take care of that ASAP. Figure out where that's coming from. So I got a couple things, and I wanted to rotate the tires, and since I have them off, I want to wash them because they're filthy. So yes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and get the tires up, bust loose this axle nut here. Yeah, just get started. All right. So, I had to lift up the car to pull the tire off so I could get the center cap off, because it was starting to mar the edges the way I was trying to pick it out of there. So, I ordered to get it up, but now I got the axle nut busted off, and or busted loose using my little system here, and I'm good to go. So I can bring it all the way up and get all the rest of the tires off now. Alright, so got all my tires off. They're all sitting out there, and I just want to take a quick peek down here. Yeah, that axle grease definitely got all over the place. Ugh, what a mess. What a mess. I can't even see. I have to look at this video later to see what it looks like under there. Yeah, it's a messy buddy. But looking down here, you can see more of the oil. The flashlight might be a little too bright, but it's definitely really oily up in there. Coming from there, so what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna do some exploring here and see what's going on from down here, this angle, seeing what's up. All right, get the looks like 2 quarts almost completely drained out, and now I'm gonna start working on this here caliper and rotor. All right, so I got these guys all bled out. See, I mean, this stuff usually comes clear with a little bit of a pink hue to it. This is since I rebuilt the engine, or no, this is since I rebuilt the transmission. This has been in there since I switched engines. So we're looking at like 2 years now. This is the Honda manual transmission fluid, the real deal. Not anything fake. I only use the good stuff. I'll show you what it looks like later, but this is what it looks like now. But the nice thing is, I'm not seeing any huge chunks or anything in the bottom. So that's good. I do have a whole brand new clutch set up, and the sorry, the camera went a little crazy. Got a new axle right there, and I also have a new clutch sitting right back there, clutch kit. So see what kind of gumption I got this afternoon. I got today and tomorrow, so, and it's only like 10:30 in the AM, but we'll see what kind of damage I can get into. Since I have to empty the thing, I might as well. Plus it might help me find my oil leak. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, so up next, I'm gonna finish pulling this axle nut off of here, and I went to pull this guy, separate this, and that way I can get this guy nice and loose so I can pull this dude. I can't remember if I have to pull this guy or not. I think I do. I know I do on that side. I don't remember if I have to all the way on this side, so we'll see when I get there. Well, I got it out. The castle nut came off super easy. Everything came off super easy. So now I just gotta do a little bit of cleanup in here. And yeah. I'm still kind of debating on whether or not I want to do the clutch. This went so easy that I'm like way ahead of schedule now. So I'm thinking, oh, I gotta stop and think about what all that's gonna entail. I have to remove the distributor, obviously the clutch cable, the grounds, this mount, 2 bolts here. Oh, it seems like a lot. Maybe I'll skip that. Wait until I actually need to do it. But I figured since I was in here, because I'd have to take off the other axle too. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do the one axle, get it back on there. Alright, got everything back on. She is in there. Nice and good. Nice and flush. I don't think it gets much better than that. I have not tightened these down all the way because I'm waiting until the pressure's on it to tighten them. Obviously you don't want to tighten it while it's up in the air, and then when it settles down, this comes up. So I do need to do a little brake clean on this. As you can see, I got a little grease there. I believe I have quite a bit somewhere. Yeah, that's a full can. Maybe some other crap up here somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, so for now, the axle's back on. So up next, I have the brakes. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the air filter here. Get rid of this cold air intake so I can get a little more look in there. And yeah, see what's up with that. I just turned around and remembered I didn't put any transmission fluid back in. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace the 2 quarts. If y'all don't know, it's kind of awkward, but the fill plug is actually right there. That plug right down in there. So I can block it with a shadow. Yeah, right there. That plug right there is the fill plug, and that one being the drain. I'm gonna go ahead and crack that up and then dump a couple gallons, like 80 gallons worth of this guy in there. All right, so decided that I would go ahead and clean these guys up. This was the one that was really bad. That was on the passenger. Couldn't get quite all of the grease, but for the most part, I got 99% of it at least. The other front tire was pretty bad, but that came out all good. At a glance, you can barely even see this big ass chunk I took out at the supermarket, which I'm really happy about. They didn't paint their curb, and it was dark and rainy, and I didn't see the curb, so I dragged my back tire right into it. And that's the after effect. Fucking love that. But now they're all clean, inside and out. Now I can do brakes, which are in here. Alright, got this guy nicely cleaned up here. Turn the NPR down. So I got it nice and a bunch of wires removed and pushed aside and whatnot. And so I can get a nice good look at this guy. Looks like I don't know. She's looking from in there somewhere. I guess you start with the highest, dirtiest, wettest part and work your way down, huh? Alright, so I'm gonna figure this out here. Alright, so after about an hour and a half of messing with this and doing some research, it turns out this little weep hole here is letting me know that the internals on this sumbitch are going bad. Tried a bunch of different things, and the only thing I'm confident right now at this moment, I'm confident in haha question or quote marks, is I put this plug back in, puts a little hole in it, and put a screw in there so that it'll expand that rubber weep hole gasket thing, and some black RTV. Hopefully it'll do something. I doubt it'll do anything, honestly, but we'll see. Alright, hopefully that does pretty good. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Alright, next thing on my list. So brakes, oil leak, and there was another thing, was the transmission when I'm shifting feels a little weird. So I'm gonna get underneath down there and just make sure everything's nice and tight as far as where the stick shift goes down and everything's just kind of bolted on. I'll go through and make sure my mounts are tight as well. It just kind of gives a little little jerky hesitation. So I'm gonna try and figure out what's up with that. Alright, so getting down here, everything was pretty tight except for this bolt and that bolt. Those two were extremely loose. I'm not sure how those came loose, but they were like finger tight, about to fall off. So I cranked them down, and that thing feels a lot more stable than it did even just a few seconds ago. Up over here, these guys are all good and tight. What I'm trying to do right this second is I'm going to grab my big bar, this thing, and I'm going to get down to there where that bolt is, the rear transmission bolt right there. I'm gonna crank that guy down and see if I can't get it a little tighter. I believe it to be as tight as it could be, but we'll see. We'll find out real soon. Alright, so let me turn this radio off. So I just pulled this guy out looking for that oil leak. Now if you remember my other ones, I had to drill this out and re-tap it. And it did come through. If you look down here, it looks like there's a happy little trail of oil going right down to there. So I bet it's spraying out from right there onto this and also onto the bottom. If you look on the bottom of this guy, you'll see it's covered in oil. And that side right there specifically. So I'm willing to bet. And then I just pulled this guy off. And although you can't see light inside of it, you can definitely see light down below here, but not up in the valve body itself. So I'm not sure exactly where that's coming from, but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember if I got into that. Who knows? So what I'm gonna do is looking down in there, I see a little bit of oil, but more specifically, looking on the bolt I pulled out of there, the last like 5 or 6 threads or so have a nice little oily sheen to them. You'll notice about where my pinky is down. It's kind of hard to see there, but yeah, that bottom third of it, bottom quarter of it's got a bunch of oil on the thread. So I have a feeling it's splatting in there and going down there. So what I'm going to do is try and squeeze a little bit more of the black RTV out into there and thread this guy back down in. So I'll fill that sucker up, thread it back in there. Hopefully that'll hold. Also with this guy, I put a bunch of zip ties, put like 3 zip ties on there just to keep it in there, just in case. I don't want it to come flying out, obviously. And then I filled up the thing a little bit more, so we'll see when I'm gonna try and bleed the brakes a little bit. We'll see if that works, but right this second, as you can see, I've got the bolt in. I put a bunch in the tube and then just started threading it down, and it is coming out the bottom already. So I think I'm going to take this back out and wipe some on the threads, and because I don't want it to all come out flying out the bottom. So I'm just going to do a little bit of back and forth until I can make sure all the threads are fully coated and the inner channel is nice and coated. Alright, got it all back on there, right where she was as far as the distributor goes. I think that might solve my problem. The 17th attempt is usually the best one, so I don't know, it all seems to be coming from right there. So hopefully that's it. Did a little bit of drying up, a little bit of cleaning right in here to see if it's gonna keep going or not. I didn't clean back there until I can figure out if that's gonna be taken care of or not. But you can see my zip job tie. There's 3 of them on there. Basically, I'm just keeping that thing from shooting out of there because it's a screw encased in that rubber gasket that was already there. I'm gonna start putting this thing back together a little bit by little bit here, start plugging things in. Alright, so it is the next day and my lens is dirty. Yeah, that's better. Alright, so it is the next day and my lens is clean. Went to the store and got all the O-rings I'd need to rebuild. And I was fully planning on rebuilding the proportioning valve. This is my other gasket collection down here. I was totally planning on rebuilding this today. Upon watching a bunch of other videos, in fact I even got up early and went to the store. But I watched a bunch of videos last night and after determining that that's just a weep hole, I'm gonna wait and I need to order the, I think it's a 15/16 or 54/64 brake master cylinder to replace the original one. It was bad and I had this good one, which is off I believe an LX 89 LX, so I used that one and it's still a little spongy. I definitely need to have the bigger one, the Acura, the DC4, whatever it is, or the original one for this. So let's replace that. I only need to buy the cylinder, I don't need to buy the cap. I have the big reservoir for it, so that'll be fine. So I guess now I'm just gonna figure out what all I need to do today. I know that I need to rotate my tires, and after that, I don't know, maybe find some fun stuff to do because it's only 10:30 in the morning and it's a nice day. So yeah, maybe I'll clean up this mess. Alright, so after looking through various manuals and whatnots, I thought you were supposed to put that tire back there and then that tire up here, etc. Cross rotate. Apparently you're supposed to just flip them right back and forth. So I guess I'll do that. As far as everything else that goes, I'm not seeing anything else I can really do right now. I looked at a couple of options, but I can't really do anything as far as that goes. So I think I'm just gonna rotate the tires out and put them back on. Alright, my tires are back on and rotated. By rotated, just switch back and forth on each side. Rear goes to rear, front goes to front. Pin goes to ground. Alright, before I drop it, I want to kind of do a double check. Make sure I got all my wires connected and everything. I emailed these guys last night on Saturday night about this. I'm not sure what to do about it right this second. Aside from let it hang out, I might have to go get it welded and send them the bill. I don't know, we'll see. But for right now, I'm gonna double check all this stuff and drop it because I really want to get it outside and do a nice washing. Do a nice little power wash in here because it is dirty. Alright, we're back on the ground. Looking good. I think what I have to do next is tighten this guy up, then lift the car up so I can pull the tire off, and then do my little safety thing there. So make sure it's on the ground and tight. And yeah, so then I'll pull off the tire and push that little thing down, my safety wedge, and put the tire back on. Alright, got my little indent put in there. Here's my trusty chisel and 3-pound hammer. Now I get to put the tires back on, tighten all of them fully down, and then we'll do it back out of the garage here. See if I can't get this guy washed. Alright, so I just drove it around the neighborhood a couple times, around the block here. Immediate thoughts, brakes are the same. Figured they would be. Went down a couple hills, did a couple fast starts. Major update here is that the oil leak did not work. Immediately noticed that it was already started to puddle under the distributor and run down the side of the transmission case. So I guess back to square 1.23 or something, 1.2.9, I don't know. So yeah, but right now I'm gonna go ahead and get some wash stuff going. I'm gonna wash my car. All right, just got her nice and washed. Look how shiny that is. Woo. You can actually see the gumption again. Gumption. Yeah, I like it. I like it when it's shiny. I like it when it's shiny. I like it when it's shiny. Yes. Alright, a couple fun things I want to do here now. Alright, so here in the car, I just been cleaning up the garage a little bit. I think it looks way better. Anyways, now the car is dried off. I got these things, which are actually, I don't know which one's which. Like this, or something like this. But they go on like this, yeah, and they bend down. Something like that. I thought it'd be funny to see what they look like. So I'm gonna, you're supposed to heat them up and then stick them on there. So I'm gonna wipe it off the inside of the windowsill where the 3M tape goes on there. And I'm gonna bring out the heat gun and I'm going to heat these up, stick them on there, see what they look like. I feel like ridiculous. I think they were like $7 or something. Little wind, they're basically, they keep the rain off, but they're also like keep the sun out or something. I don't even know. I'm gonna go ahead and try it. They're a couple bucks, figure what the hell. Alright, just got done putting on the little side things here. Can't really tell it there. That's what they look like. I can't tell if I like them or don't like them. I don't know if I like them or if I don't like them. But anyways, after I did this, I went and I did the inside and the outside windshield window cleaner, and then did the whole outside with Rain-X. And then I put a little shine on the tires, a little McGuire's shine, just to make the tires a little blacker, a little waxier, I don't even know. But, oof. Alright, seems like I got a bunch of stuff done, including cleaning the garage, which is always a good thing. And now it's time to make some earbuds, plugs, puds. And do some other things. So yeah, thanks for watching. Future me.